Hey guys, how's it going? After watching my friend Ninja's video, which I highly recommend you watch, link pinned down in the comments, it got me thinking about things that My Hero Ultra Rumble desperately needs to survive, and if these things don't get added or implemented, the game will die or fall into obscurity. But before we start, please don't forget to subscribe for more anime game related videos. Now let's get into this. I'm gonna start off with one of the bigger ones I thought of, and that's regular or impactful updates. We have seen many promising games die due to lack of updates. Multiverses, Deathverse, Defiance 2040, all of these games had great potential and a lot of hype around them, but when they came out, never really got updated and died. Deathverse was live for like 3 weeks before shutting down, Multiverse was up for a few months, and Defiance lasted like 3 years. The exception with that game though is that it was broken from launch, missions didn't work, trophies didn't pop, and it was full of hackers, and the game just never got updated to fix that. These issues were in the game from launch and is a big reason why it died. The same thing will happen to My Hero Ultra Rumble if it goes down the same path. For example, let's take Hiroshima. I may be very wrong about this, but from what I've seen, he looks like he's going to be OP with his hardening, and unless Viking find a way to balance this, he will stay OP and stay at the top. I have hope that they will balance him, since in the second closed beta, All Might dominated every single match he was in, but through community feedback, Viking themselves found a way to balance him, and while he is still a very good pick, he is nowhere near the monster he used to be. The next thing is more villains. Currently in the game, we only have 4 villains, those being Shigaraki, Toga, Mr. Compress, and Darby. And while these are good picks from Viking to add into the game, but compare these 4 to the 14 hero characters already in the game. Plus we got shown 3 new heroes a few days ago, those being Momo, Shiozaki, and Kirishima, and you start to notice something. There are way more heroes than there are villains, and it doesn't look like things will be stopping anytime soon. So recently we got 2 new character silhouettes, and to be honest, it doesn't take a genius to figure out who these are. The first one is Mr. Aizawa, at least I hope it's Mr. Aizawa. I'm very happy about this, but still a hero character. And the second character, I'm 86% sure is Sero. You know, the sellotape guy who again is a hero character. That brings our total to 4 villains and 19 heroes. Viking needs to understand that there are people who would love to use more villain characters, but they just aren't in the game. And it's not like there's a lack of villains for them to choose from. I'm going to give you 5 examples right now. And I didn't even have to think that hard to get them. Plus, most of the characters already have fully made and rigged models, so it wouldn't be too hard to implement them, and those being Twice, Overhaul, Stain, Redestro, and Muscular. These are just some examples, I'm sure there is so much more, but Viking, please, add more villains. The third thing I think that desperately needs to be added is more maps. I've talked about this in another video, but I'll say it again, if My Hero Ultra Rumble doesn't get more maps, the game will die. Let me give you an example. There was a time when Bethesda tried to get into the Battle Royale genre with Fallout 76. There used to be a mode called Nuclear Winter, and it was very similar to Ultra Rumble. 24 players, you choose a spot on the map to spawn, crates around the map with good loot, and I really enjoyed this game mode. But the big problem was, there was only one map, and it was like this for a long time. And by the time they added the second map, 70% of the player base for Nuclear Winter had gone, and since it was so inactive, it no longer got updated and eventually shut down. For all the characters, events, balance patches Viking do for My Hero Ultra Rumble, if we are always on the USJ map, it is going to get boring very quickly. The next one is a quick but important one, and that's faster load times for matches. During the open beta, it took a painfully long time for matches to start. In the second closed beta, this wasn't an issue, since not as many people were on the game. I really do think Viking underestimated how many people would play this game, judging by how long it took for matches to start. There was a lot of stress on the servers, and we will see the same thing again when the game launches. Hopefully though, this time Viking have fixed that issue. And now for the final thing that desperately needs to be added to My Hero Ultra Rumble. But this one is kind of a controversial one, since I know a lot of people that would like this, and a lot of people that wouldn't. And that's crossplay. Every good battle royale has crossplay. Fortnite, Apex, PUBG, and has helped grow these games into the monoliths of the battle royale genre that they are today. While I do believe that for at least the first few seasons of My Hero Ultra Rumble, not having crossplay will be fine, since each respective console will have its own community, but in the long term, when the player base starts to die down, crossplay would be an excellent addition to the game. Now let's go into the good and bad for crossplay, starting with the good. Number 1, having good crossplay would bring those isolated communities together and overall would make the community experience way better. Number 2, let's say you're on PC and your friend is on Switch. With crossplay, you could both play together even though you're on different consoles. And now for the bad. Number 1, if crossplay was added, PC players would dominate everyone else. You see, on console, the aiming for your ranged attacks is terrible. Even when you turn the game up to max sensitivity, it still feels slow and sluggish. But PC doesn't have that issue. It's literally drag, click, shoot. We see this issue brought up in other games all the time, controller versus mouse and keyboard, but in My Hero Ultra Rumble, there will be a very clear difference between the two. Number 2, cheats. PC games are no stranger to cheats or hacked clients, and My Hero Ultra Rumble will be no different, depending on the popularity of the game, or how desperate some PC players might be to win. The problem with this is when it comes to crossplay, those cheats and hacks also work against players who are on different platforms, who wouldn't know anything different unless it's something very obvious. All in all, ruining the experience for everyone. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know Biking's anti-cheat situation. I hope it's better than OJ2's because it is awful in that game, but we'll have to wait and see. These are just some of the things that I think desperately should be added to My Hero Ultra Rumble, but let me know what you guys think. What features do you think the game needs? My name is Web of Arlo, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.